The two Russian writers were young, billed under 40, but in the month of touring the United States, they'd acquired heft and world weariness. 7 days a week, they answered questions. Generosity. The two Russian writers were young, billed under 40, but in the month of touring the United States, they'd acquired heft and world weariness. 7 days a week, they answered questions.
What does new Russian writing offer readers in the United States? And do you see yourself continuing the great Russian novel tradition?
The two writers learned to speak slowly, and to pepper their mediocre English with Russian words inflected with a faux French accent. The two writers bulked up physically. Food was provided by their hosts with apologies for slashed budgets and truncated monetary compensation, and the writers cleaned their plates every time. At 10 p.m. every evening, the hosts installed them at a Ramada or a comfort inn. Victor changed into his shorts and tried to run for an hour, but most nights he, a Muscovite, got spooked by the unlit roads and long suburban blocks, seemingly populated only by crickets and deer. Micha, a son of professors exiled to Siberia, believed that rest was a change of activity. So he went to his room and tried to work on his new novel. After speaking English all day, his writing came out in small, cliched phrases. Micha's favorite remedy against anxiety was bourbon, and he kept a bottle at hand. So, when Victor came back from his run and knocked on Micha's door, they always had something to drink. Brought together by chance in this foreign land, the two felt like long-lost brothers. By the glow of Micha's laptop, they shared stories about the dirtiest and most despicable acts they'd committed. Sex, yes, and by the end of the month, their professional misdeeds. Victor earned his living as a literary critic in Moscow, and he admitted to accepting money for positive reviews. To protect his reputation, he panned some of the authors he'd taken money from. Micha made deals with business magnates. He'd set one novel on a modernized and ecological oil rig in Sakhalin. In another, he'd engineered a character with a healthy passion for a particular brand of vodka. Micha all but confirmed the rumor that he used literary slaves to finish his novels for him.
You've built a successful brand,
Victor nodded.
Companies turn to you for product placement, and if you don't supply a new brick every 6 months, people will forget who you are.
Micha took a swig of bourbon.
So, the new Russian writing offers a guarantee that everything has a price, and even that's not exactly news. Writing's a job like any other. You see a demand and you fill it to the best of your ability.
Victor said, coughing up phlegm.
But don't you wish you could honestly write about things as crappy as they are? As American ninjas soft-hearted, will you go on TV now and beat yourself in the chest? That would add to your popularity, of course. But what of literature, the true art? Don't you believe in all that?
Victor smiled a slow smile, like a cat who just swallowed a mouse.
It must be your provincial upbringing speaking. Your Pasternaks and Solzhenitsyns weren't made differently from you. It's all about being at the right place at the right time. You're it now. Have the guts to own your success, to take it like a man. If you truly believe this, how can you go on? For what? What for? Do you wake up every morning? A question like this means it's time to call it a night,
Victor said, and tried to pick himself out of the chair. The alcohol and the extra kilos he put on made it difficult to stand in a single motion. 3 months after their tour of the United States, Micha published a novel, a workplace romance, set in a coal mining town in the Urals. A cookie-cutter version of his previous novel, it included a new plotline about an idealistic district administrator whose refusal to accept bribes unleashed a war between two mining consortiums. Soon, Victor's review appeared in a prominent Moscow paper, praising the book for its portrayal of Russia gathering steam to assume leadership in the world economy. It wasn't a coincidence, Victor highlighted, that the author wrote this novel while traveling in the United States, where bribery was hailed as evil. Innate feelings of brotherhood and loyalty made Russians superior, Victor speculated, and he lauded Micha's understanding of his fellow countrymen, who even in their path to world domination chose to remain human.